Sombra's rework, we have some really important changes that can dramatically affect.
I know you, Goodman.
Overall, we are reducing her CC abilities.
See, I love this. The idea that the devs say, they walk in, they're like, yeah, we don't like CC. We want to reduce that.
And giving her more potential damage.
Let's start with changes to her hack ability. First, we significantly reduce the cooldown. Secondly,
what's the cooldown? 3 seconds. She still has 200 health. 3 seconds.
Significantly reduce.
Also, not a fan of the UI, but I think I don't like change.
Reduce the cooldown. Secondly, her hack now lasts 8 seconds, but now has 2 components to it. The first component of the ability works exactly like it does in Overwatch 1, disabling abilities. However,
it's just an interrupt. It's an interrupt on
now has been reduced.
How can you have an interrupt in the game on a 3-second cooldown?
1 second. The second component of hack is a brand new effect that reveals hack targets to Sombra and her team through walls, and it lasts the entire duration of the hack. In addition to that, her passive has gained the ability to do 50% more damage to hacked targets.
That's okay. Let's go in order here. Let's slow this down a little bit.
A new effect that reveals hacked targets to Sombra.
I do not like perma wall hacks on a player. I do not like this.
And her team.
All right, let's slow this down, dude. What's going on here? Why do we get perma wall hacks?
In addition,
like, does it really have to be permanent? And then, because of the uptime, chat, how it works is a 3-second hack. It's a 3-second. It's not permanent. It's 8 seconds. It's not a permanent wall hack on the enemy team, guys. It's just an 8-second duration when the ability has a 3-second cooldown. It's not permanent, I swear. Like, come on, guys, be real. You're basically, at least one person on the enemy team at all times is gonna have a wall hack, right? That's how that works. It's kind of weird, right? Anyway, that's my inner Apex Legends bitching coming out, just because. Okay, look, I got some baggage I'm bringing into this video, chat. I'm gonna be honest, okay? Like, the other game that I used to play, they brought this one character named Seer in, and I got really upset for a solid week, and now we're here, and these guys are adding wall hacks too, and I'm just getting triggered.
Her passive has gained the ability to do 50% more damage to hacked targets.
50%'s a lot. I hope they tune that down. That's kind of bullshit. Also, if you're gonna make it so... Okay, I don't know why I'm just like reacting in this way to this, but I genuinely... It feels... Okay, let's watch. Just turn off the brain, just watch.
Her ultimate ability, we tweaked it so it no longer removes all shields, but instead, it now just deals damage to enemies equal to 40% of their current health. Combined with her new passive effect, this gives her even more finishing.
So, question. So this is legitimately not as strong as EMP. This is a nerf, by the way, to her ultimate. Like, her ultimate was stronger than like half health to the whole enemy team. That's how strong Sombra's ult was before. The weird part is this also gives wall hacks on every target that she hits for 8 seconds, right?
Potential.
And it means that she's like a burst DPS.
An update that really leans into her character is that you can now hack while being in stealth mode. You are briefly revealed when hacking, but it no longer removes stealth completely.
See you later.
I like this. I like the invis change. I'm okay with that. The only thing I find weird is the idea that she can permanently keep an enemy player on the other team wall hacks. But I mean, let's ignore all the tuning stuff for a sec, right? Like,
in addition to
permanent wall hacks is annoying, and then this damage seems really high, right? But like, no offense, this is kind of small stuff to care about number tuning this early in development as well. I say early in development because, well, actually, should I take that back? Like, apparently the next build of Overwatch League is playing on Overwatch 2, so maybe I take that back. I don't know, dude. Grow your beard until Overwatch 2 comes out? No, I just look like a fucking idiot, and I already look like halfway to an idiot. I can't go full idiot. They up the radius from 2 to 4 meters. Huh. It does not hit shields, but it does destroy barriers. Important note. This isn't like you turn around delete people. It's a you can keep permanent wall hacks on people if you really care. And then also the 50% increase is nuts. Really, the core thing to take away from this chat is like they don't want Overwatch 2 to have CC. So they go, what should we do with Sombra? And then they went, let's make her an assassin, right? The Sombra is essentially going to be in your, like, chat, in this current tuning that they have in this video, right? If you get hacked, the Sombra now has nano. It's the same damage amp. Like, that's pretty insane, right? Because they said 50% more damage. I'm pretty sure that's what nano's damage is, right? But only for 1 second. No, Cosby. That's not how it works. That's for 8 seconds. So whoever Sombra has... Well, also, the weird thing is, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it's a little bit weird because when she's shooting people, her damage and spread is different than live. Someone could probably look through the... You could actually check and see the exact health values and go frame by frame to determine the new spread and the new damage. And so they might be tuning Sombra so that she is, generally speaking, weaker. But then if she hacks someone, she is like a tracer against you, right? Or she's like, obviously you can see right there, she's like shredding this Winston, but obviously this is like a Winston, but no headshots. I think it's funny also. They're like, wait, they're like, whatever you do, do not headshot the Winston. Oh yeah, machine pistol, damage reduced from 8 to 7, spread reduced by 20%. So mid-range Sombra, if you get hacked, is fucking terrifying. Stealth, fade in time reduced by 50%. Oh, wow, going into stealth faster is weird, but that makes sense because they want the radius to be increased from 2 to 4. Well, if the radius is increased from 2 to 4, it'd actually be a lot easier now to find Sombra when she's running around. So she's going to have a harder time getting past your backline. Or just moving around the map. Yeah, this is a pretty big rework. A nerd on Reddit calculated DPS with hack. It's 210 DPS without headshots. Okay. That sounds like a lot, but I don't remember all the DPS when it comes to most things in Overwatch after a year of not playing the game. I want to say that's pretty high. I don't think it's worth comparing too much into getting too like far into specifics here because it's just the nature of it. I think it's actually more important because you don't know the other probably, I don't know, like 6 to 10 new characters I'm going to assume they're probably adding. It kind of feels like they just want Sombra to be one of the premier dive DPS. Where she hacks a target in your backline and then it's like nothing personnel kid and she just fucking backstabs you. Right? No one likes assassins except for the players playing them. Yeah, I think Sombra's going to be super obnoxious just because of that. Right? They're trying to... You have like a total amount of like power to a character and all of it was in the CC and they said, wow, Overwatch, we get CC'd a lot. And we're like, all right, let's go over here and we'll make her actually good. If you guys just go back in time to when they stopped producing content, they were traditionally making 3 new characters a year, right? Echo was the last character added. She was supposed to come out BlizzCon 2019, I think, and she was put out early 2020, right? So if you just assume that means effectively that they didn't make a new character in 2020 or 2021, 3 characters per year, that's minimum 6 characters. That's what I would consider to be the absolute minimum, right? All right, let's move on, chat. We've established that Sombra's, you know, I enjoy the difference that they're trying to make in Overwatch. And also, I'm also a little bit pessimistic about some things, but let's move on to Bastion first. I love Bastion. He's cool.
Bastion is getting a big rework for Overwatch 2, and the team is really excited about his changes.
Look-wise, we updated and modernized his appearance with the use of sleeker, more modern materials. We also gave him a hat to help him stand out and to add an extra feature.
He just has a hat. Like, dude, when an Overwatch leak on the stream, dude, the first thing they show, it's like, oh my god, it's fucking Bastion. It's a rework. It's time. What are they doing? And then immediately they're just like, He got a hat. Dude, I lost it, bro. I was just like, are you trolling? This is the first info you release in like fucking years about Bastion. You're just like, he has a hat. I'm like, you're
So going through
fucking
Bastion's
trolling.
abilities, well,
Stop.
for starters, he no longer has his self-repair button at all. It's just gone. Instead,
No, so okay, let's move on to gameplay. Catering to TF2, yeah, like Gaben approves. Man, okay, just the idea though that, you know, one of the first things they show in that time frame is like, oh yeah, dude, Bastion's got a hat. It was so funny because I feel like it's just so much. It's like the perfect image of how much Blizzard is shit the bed with Overwatch 2's marketing, where most people have no fucking clue what this game is. No one knows what they're doing at PvE. I would say the current gaming industry as a whole views Overwatch 2 as a balance patch, right? And so then you go into this and they're just like, but we have a hat. And I'm just going, oh no, what are you guys doing?
ability that's bound to alternate fire. This ability fires a...
Anyway, let's cut this back a little bit.
Has his
Because it's not, and we'll get into that.
has his self-repair button at all.
First things first, chat. They removed his self-repair, which I find very cool.
It's just gone. Instead,
Because it's another indicative, it's a more indicators of the path that Blizzard wants to kind of take Overwatch 2, which is, I'm hoping, as they did near the end of Overwatch 1's life cycle, right? Less heal spamming, less CC,
he now has
stuff like that.
a brand new ability that's bound.
You can't see
to
that
alternate
side
fire.
streamer? I mean, he said it.
This ability
Also, the icons don't matter, chat. Some of them are literally scatter arrows. So if my camera's there, I'm sorry. Let's talk about the abilities.
alternate fire. This ability fires a projectile.
Did you see how much that guy got booped?
This ability fires a
Oh man, was it? And it was stuck
Ability
to him
fire.
when he got booped.
fires a
All right, I need to move my cam now so you guys see ammo. One sec. Now look at this, 16 ammo, right? No CC, by the way. Okay, guys, there's a difference in
ability
CC versus like little shit like
fires
this.
a-
Chat, this. If you guys see that knockback right there, that knockback is the same as old Pharaoh rockets. Do you guys remember? Where it used to be you just get shot and you just be like, ooh, just go fucking flying.
a projectile that can bounce off of walls and stick to players, and it does a ton of damage, has a really big radius, so it's super fun to fire. His recon form weapon has changed significantly as well. It now has no spread at all, but has reduced fire rate to compensate. This lets him poke at much longer ranges and play a little more like a pseudo sniper, kind of like his recon form theme is always kind of meant to be.
So they
For his
want
ultimate,
Bastion.
he
Okay.
completely changed it.
I'll let you guys
No longer
watch
has
it
his
first
tank
before I
mode,
go
he
full
instead goes
pause
into
mode.
new artillery mode.
You then get to choose 3 points to call down an artillery strike anywhere on the map within the ability's timer.
Now finally, something we think you'll all be excited about. While in Sentry form, Bastion can now move, albeit at a reduced movement speed.
I love he
We've
just
also
comes out of
changed
the
ability to
fucking
have cooldown.
camera. There's like, look at him
This
go.
lets us keep it super strong since you can't use it all the time.
Okay. There is much to talk about, chat. Let us scroll back. All right, let us scroll back.
So going through Bastion's abilities, repair button at all.
All right, so no
This is
self repair. We already talked about that.
Instead-
Thank God.
He now has a brand new ability that's bound to alternate fire. This ability fires a
So, chat, currently, when he shot this right click, I don't see a cooldown go off in the bottom right.
this ability fires
And it looks like it took 4 ammo. So, is this just something the Bastion can spam and it gets stuck to people? If so, why would I ever play Junkrat?
fire. This ability fires a projectile.
Because then I could just right click and it'll bounce around and hit things as a Junkrat when I want to spam. But then I also have a hit scan,
that can bounce.
right? Which goes over
It
here.
has and play
And they said very specifically,
poke at much longer ranges and play a little more like a pseudo sniper.
play like a pseudo sniper, right? Where you can probably contest. I mean, you can literally see the Bastion contesting and like
pseudo
shooting
sniper,
people over
kinda
here,
like a
right?
recon.
And it has like a low rate of fire and stuff like that.
What is Seagull doing?
Junkrat is pretty much the same, by the way. Well, wait, what? I don't know what you're saying, but what I'm arguing is, you know, it fulfills this. It takes the Junkrat grenade launcher and then goes, well, now we can also shoot people long range. And then we also have 3 Doomfist ults, and we have a turret. it's like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? It seems like a much shorter range. What, the right click?
This ability
I don't think so, man. Look at the bounce speed on this. Right? It looks like it might be more of a, like, dude, you're saying it has a short range. Look at how far that, dude, he could bounce it off that and hit over here. If he just shot it down mid, could he bounce it off the ground and hit by that car over there? You know? When are they going to add an economy and a bomb? Okay, Valorant is over there. It did not use ammo on this one. Well, okay. Chat, there's certain timings. So this time it didn't use ammo, but this is a cut. This is a cut, chat, which I find interesting. So right here, as the Bastion didn't use ammo here when he right clicked. It didn't use ammo here, but then they cut to a new one. So are we kind of assuming?
And it does a ton of damage.
I don't know. We have no idea what Bastion's alt fire is. If it currently has a cooldown, if it bounces off, or sorry, if it's based off of ammo or anything. We have no idea. Maybe the UI for it isn't implemented. Yeah, it could be like this could just be a cooldown, which in that case, that's really interesting. And I'm down to like try and finish targets as a cooldown grenade. That's cool. Why is Blizzard so into making Bastion a thing ever since the beta reworks and all? Why? I just want to know why. Oh, because people, unfortunately, when they put shit characters into the game like OG Bastion and OG Torb that are like thematically the coolest heroes in the game, in my opinion, people can pick them and then troll if they're shit. So they have to actually make them viable characters, right? Tactical grenade. Oh, so this might just be an ability where the UI isn't finished yet, like you guys were saying. Okay, let me go back. Oh, you can see it. Wait, we were totally wrong. We weren't paying attention. Right here, we can see it. This looks like a grenade right here, right? But because, oh my God, I understand how they got this clip now. Chat, when they started to record this clip, they just spawned a bunch of bots. Compare the icon. Yeah, and then they turned off cooldowns. So that way they could like record a bunch of footage and use whatever they wanted.
It's just gone.
And we have 2 buttons here. This one's going to be reconfigure. One of them's going to be, this is very clearly, that's Ball's icon. Like, it looks, I don't know, like one of these will probably end up being the grenade, right?
Instead, has a brand new ability.
That icon is the Ball configure icon. Don't worry about the actual icon itself. I think it's more important just to realize that if the character has 2 cooldown buttons in the bottom right, but he only has 1 ability, that means that the grenade is also a new ability. I think. Which also makes sense is why it hits so fucking hard. And that they're in no cooldown mode in a custom game. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. So anyway. He does literally say a new ability. Well, I guess, yeah, if I take it like exactly, if I start looking at the words.
No longer has his self repair button at all. It's just gone. Instead, has a brand new ability that's bound to alternate fire.
Yeah, it's I heard the alternate fire part of that. But yeah, he does say brand new ability. When he said alternate fire, my brain focused completely on alt fire. Anyway, let's look over more of the Bastion stuff. Reconfigure. Bastion's transformation between 2 primary combat modes now has an 8-second duration and 10-second cooldown. Remove self-repair. Grenade. Shoots attack grenade. It detonates at short delay and knocks back any enemies it strikes. It bounces off walls, sticks to enemies and floors. So you cannot bounce it off the ground. Interesting. Grenades explode shortly after they stick to an enemy or floor. And then, of course, let's go over to the actual basic weapon. Fire rate reduced 50%. Fall off range increased. Weapon spread 0. So the Bastion just has perfect accuracy, small shooting. The Bastion will now be able to shoot your Widowmaker across the map, and the Widowmaker will be extremely upset. Configuration Sentry can now move while firing at a reduced move speed, unlimited ammo, but the damage has been reduced by 40%, which is good. So they just want it to be an actual cooldown. And then Artillery mode. Bastion locks to the ground, unleashes powerful melee target. They also said, by the way, in the Q&A when they showed this, that not only, well, let's look at it here, right? So we've established now that this is a tactical grenade that bounces off the wall, it has a cooldown, all that good stuff. The UI just either wasn't done or they're in a custom game, which is why I thought it was the ammo. And now, oh, it did get stuck to the ground there too as he shot it, and it goes boom. It does good damage.
The recon form weapon has changed significantly as well. It now has no spread at all. Poke at much longer ranges and play a little more like a pseudo sniper, kind of like his.
You could probably actually figure out the exact damage and the fall off from this, I think.
First, ends it up. He no longer has this tank mode. He instead goes into a new
Points.
So chat, this looks like Doomfist UI because it is. But the interesting thing is what they said in the Q&A is that it's an actual projectile that comes from the roof of anything that you're in. And so a Genji can actually deflect it and a Diva can eat it, which I find fucking wild. You see it right there? It's an actual projectile that comes from the skybox. And if the Genji was there, the Genji could deflect it. There's also a Riptire ult icon. Oh, well, yeah, like all that's work in progress, guys. Does that mean it's useless inside? I don't know. They did say that it can be shielded. So like if you see it coming, the Ryan can just shield up and block it. That ult is going to cause problems at different levels of the map, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know how it works. I would assume it just goes through. I would assume it goes through any roof. It seems like a shit ult. Well, no, because you just have to deflect into the air though. Not really. You could deflect it forward if you're good, I think, because the hitbox is big enough. I would assume it works indoors. There's no way it doesn't work indoors. Doomfist can't ult inside though. No, Doomfist. Wait, what? Hello? Yeah, he does. And then they made it also each direct hit does 600 damage. Well, yeah, but that doesn't. Chat, if you get directed by this thing that's like, there's literally a fucking air siren playing with like a 2.5 second landing time or whatever, dude. There's no possible way that, you know, you are going to be able, like, okay, you guys can see this on the right side, right? The graphic for this is not finished, but there is going to be how they describe it in the Q&A is there, it comes from the sky. Everything works on it. So you can like deflect it, you can eat it, you can block it. And then on top of that, it has impact damage. So if you get hit directly by it, it hits you for 300 damage because it's a fucking artillery shell coming from the skybox with like a 2 second, like, you know what's coming, dude. And on top of that, they said the explosion has another 300 damage. They said it's 600 direct. No, I thought it was 300 direct, 300 splash. Maybe you guys are right. Either way, I think if you're hit directly, I think you guys are right, actually. I don't remember the number off the top of my head now. It is 300, 306 in total. Okay. Essentially, chat, if you're anybody in the game and you tank an artillery shell straight on, you're dead. That's what they want it to be like, because it has like a very long telegraph, has all this other stuff, and has a long windup. The funny thing that the dev said was because it comes from the sky, you can technically airshot a Pharaoh with it, which I find fucking hilarious. I was like thinking of just like, dude, imagine like a little Pharaoh just flying around and you just hear fucking air siren. You look up, there's a fucking just nuclear bomb, just fucking air shots you out of the sky. Like, what the fuck? It'd be hilarious. And you know it's gonna happen. Like, someone's gonna have a clip with that. 100%, it will happen. Zarya ult combo. Oh yeah, I mean, there's like basic stuff like an ult combo. In reality, I think most of the time, chat, no one's ever pretty much is going to ever be hit by it directly unless you're in the sky. That'd just be random. No one's ever really going to be hit by. I would assume it's just going to be mostly zoning, and then also the splash damage on this total circle is 300 damage, but they said it has fall off coming from the center. And so that just means like if I just spam all three into the back line back to back or one Zen, like the Zen is going to be dancing around. The Zen will probably not even die unless like I predict where they're going. It almost reminds me a little bit of a, how do I put this? A top-down version of Sova ults from Valorant. The idea that you have 3 shots and you might be able to actually try and hit somebody with all 3, but as a long telegraph. right? And you can sort of try and predict where they're going and be like, boom, boom. So that way they're forced to go into the second one and stuff like that. That could be interesting.
What is Seagull doing?
But anyway, so we've covered the ultimate. It's basically a Doomfist ult, but deflectable, all this other stuff, and it's going to be a lot more interesting.
Will this rework play out as an anti-Orisa comp meta?
I have no idea. There's going to be like another 10 characters by that point, like 5 reworks. I don't think anyone knows what's happening. I don't like to think about the meta stuff nearly as much because I think thinking about anything meta related is a complete waste of time. At its core, chat, there's a lot of weirdness when it comes to reworking characters like Bastion, because we kind of felt this with Torb a little bit and also with the OG Mercy. A character may have fundamental flaws to the design of the build or the design of the character and how it's built, but if you fix them, then the OG players who loved those heroes, they kind of lose what they used to play to some extent. Like this is an actual honest to God character now, not just a cheese, right? It's a little bit weird to think that our young Bastion, who was just a memer, that people would stream snipe me and they would go Bastion on my team and then they'd be like, I'm not throwing, by the way. You know, it's like, I'm not a thrower, don't report me. I just like going Bastion, you know. I'm just flanking the enemy spawn. Why'd you report me? Piece of shit competitive player. Bet you fucking pros, meta slaves, huh? Flanking Bastion is an honest strategy. You know, it's like, whoa, relax. You know, but now they can do that. And it's like an honest character. Bastion's gonna run around. He's got a hat, dude. I can't wait to unlock the Sentry does 40% more damage, but can't move PvE talent. Yeah, true. In my opinion, it's a good rework because it keeps the essence of Bastion. I don't think it keeps the essence of Bastion at all, because Bastion, how it worked was you are set up and you just, that your entire team plays around you, and if they don't, then you automatically lose, right? Now it's a character that has a little bit of right click spam, right? Via a cooldown grenade to do poke as the recon form. That is to use to actually be a hit scan at mid to long range and pressure people long range. And then on top of that, the Sentry form is now a cooldown based ability where they cut the damage in half and it has a 10-second cooldown, but it lasts for 8 seconds. And also infinite ammo, if you guys notice here on the bottom right, which means that they can probably shred a shield with it, right? So in reality, how I'd probably play Bastion is like, while the grenade is on cooldown, well, can you use the grenade in this form as well? Ooh, okay, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Wait, I see a bad Pachimari clip. Wait, I gotta load this one sec. That guy's a memer. What are we at? Wait, devs really said.
Enemy cruise missile launch detected.
True. Fucking true.